Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings. Welcome to the Bay of Bengal Conversations. Today's session with me, Ario Bimo Utomo, Assistant Professor of Universitas Pembangunan Nasional, Veteran Jawa Timur. I will be your moderator in this session, and today we'll be talking about an interesting topic called city diplomacy and the future of cultural exchange. Well, audience, nowadays we understand that international relations is not only the domain of states. Now we can see that cities are now increasingly playing a more important role. We can see corporations like sister cities. We can see some organizations like Cities 40, like UCLG, and those are the examples that cities are now taking part in the globalization process. And moreover, cities has the capability to localize the issue, meaning that they can absorb the context of globalization according to their own needs. That's why we can expect that in the future, cities will have a stronger role and stronger networks in the future. Okay, to discuss this topic, I already have two distinguished speakers. One of them is Ms. Parveen Chowdhury, the president of Commonwealth Journalists Association, Bangladesh. Welcome. And also we also have Dima, the co-founder of One Earth Village from Australia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's commence our discussion with the first question. So I'm going to begin with Ms. Parveen first. What do you think about city diplomacy and how can it tackle everyday problem of the citizens, in your opinion?
In my opinion, actually, I will talk about Dhaka.
Yeah.
Dhaka is the one of the largest city in terms of population because we have almost like 1.8 million people are residing here. And due to the globalization, all our rural people are coming into Dhaka. And there are scarcity of land, water, electricity and housing. So now Dhaka has been divided into two part, like we have two mayors, one from South Mayor and other is the North Mayor. And it is a new trend of making a two mayor in a big city, and both of them are elected. And now they are doing how they want to build their city as a smart city. I believe so. But at the moment, Dhaka was, due to lots of people, the mayor is overloaded with work as regard to their education, as regard to their housing, as regard to the electricity, water, and etc. So since our mayor has elected, I believe he is trying, but at the moment, we are facing lots of problem in Dhaka, especially as regard to hygiene. This year, we are facing a very serious dengue fever in the city. So dengue fever, we all know that all Asian countries know what is the dengue fever. Mm-hmm. So you need to be clean your areas. Yes. So lots of areas are infected with the dengue mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. So that's why people are being caught by the mosquitoes, mm-hmm. and they're taking medication, and we almost nearly 1,000 people, we have casualties in this year. So this is one of the alarming situation in Dhaka at the moment, in north and in south. And as regard to the education, there are lots of people left out without education, and schools are scarcity of school, and we are facing scarcity of water, and especially the drinking water, and also the hygiene of the city. So it needs to be addressed properly, or immediately. I think our mayor should give attention on this scarcity of this thing. Yes. This is our city. But there are good things also. Dhaka is also known of the city of mosque. And on the other hand, like food, we have lots of food restaurants. Yes. You can enjoy the old Dhaka food. You name any type of food, you will find it in Dhaka, and you can enjoy the food everywhere.
This is cool. Super.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Ms. Chowdhury. And over to you, Dima. What do you think the benefits of city diplomacy when it comes to maybe your own city or from your own experience? How do you see this arrangement of city diplomacy can help with the current problem?
Yes. First of all, I think there is a old saying. It's like they are not the same flowers in the world, and so is a culture for me. And diplomatic culture is for me. It's like a sister city. For example, it's like, for example, the second biggest city in Bangladesh means Chittagong. Chittagong has a friendship with Kunming in China, and they exchange their arts and music and economic and tourist, and it's very successful. And I think this is a way to build a harmony society with love and with a sustainable economic plan with this culture exchange. Yes, that is what I think.
Okay, okay. Thank you for your answer. And going back to you, Ms. Chowdhury. So, do you think that city diplomacy can enhance the stature of Dhaka in the future? And if you can suggest one particular model city for Dhaka, could you imagine what kind of city that Dhaka really needs in terms of partnership?
Okay, first of all, I think the city mayor has to take their few certain things. It's like they have to make the security for the city dwellers, and then economic development, how to develop the economy, then environment, then culture, then transport system. In Dhaka, we have a very bad transport system. They need to address it, and they need to do it. And the networking and the representation. The networking and representation, we do have a political representation like the councillors of the area, and they need to focus on the welfare of the city dwellers. Its councils are divided into few areas. So if this again, I have to come to the politics. It's like a elected councillor. So councillor needs to address the city dwellers' problem first. They need to do the hygiene. They need to see the environment problem, and how to use our garbage and how to maintain this garbage. Dhaka is facing this very strongly because we don't have that type of new garbage facilities. So we need, if we go through the environment system, so we need to put the plastic bottle in some area, I mean some droppings and others dropping. So those are the things in Dhaka. We need to develop those type of system in Dhaka. So this is one of the main cause that the city dwellers are not getting the benefit of the staying in city. Although we have one of the highest costly electricity, I believe, in the world, and also we have a very costly water in Dhaka, especially in Dhaka. So I don't know, is city mayor means the diplomat of the city, and he has to decide it's that how he can give us the best facilities from his office.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I agree with you that sanitary and health should be one of the points because I can relate it on personal terms because I come from Surabaya. We have this similar problem because we are a rapidly growing city, and you know that Indonesia is a highly populated country. So yeah, thank you for your answer. And going back to you, Dima,
Yes.
tell me about your company, One Earth Village, and how
Yes.
can it relate to the practice of how local governments can act
Yes.
in terms of diplomacy?
Yes, our company is One Earth Village because we believe culture is a basic for the trust and for economic and for everything. And I have experience. I lived in Germany and Europe for over 12 years. And as an Asian, as a Chinese, I felt like sometimes the most culture gap is the European and Western countries, they don't want to understand Asian countries because they have the different stories and the people, they have different religions. That is the most culture gap when they make for economic or the political. So I think it is very important for me to devote my life for the culture exchange career. So we set up the One Earth Village because we believe all the people from the world, we can be global citizens, don't have labels. We come from China, we come from Bangladesh, we come from Indonesia. We are people, we are human beings. So we make a world. It is also the dream from Gandhi, from many, many great people. In this world, in this village, we have love and we have respect. So that's the reason I think we are doing this One Earth Village company, and we are doing cultural dialogue forum, and we are doing the arts and music exhibition to exchange the beautiful things, and also for the diplomacy. I think it's very important because if we have different cultures, if culture can be respected, and it's also for country, between country to country, and there will be more beautiful things happen instead of misunderstanding, instead of to blame on each other, instead of a lot of fear and you're afraid of me, I'm afraid of you, but especially in neighborhood. So,
okay, thank you.
My
Such a
opinion.
nice answer. I mean,
Thank
yeah.
you.
City diplomacy can be a cornerstone for better people-to-people engagement.
Yes.
And let's talk about culture, something that you mentioned
Yes.
earlier. And since we are now in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, Chowdhury, could you please mention what do you think is the best thing, the best cultural capital which Dhaka possesses, and how can you envision that such culture can be spread? I mean, broadcasted throughout the world. Okay.
Yeah, Dhaka is a very cultural city as regard to singing, as regard
Beautiful
to
clothes.
Yeah,
beautiful
clothes.
clothes,
Very
and
beautiful.
then I will say dancing.
Yes.
It's a very traditional way of Bengali dancing,
Okay.
Bengali singing, Bengali songs.
Okay.
So it's a really very cultural city. And on top of everything, we start teaching our children singing, dancing, and everything. So culturally, we are very rich. We practice Rabindra Sangeet, we practice Nazrul Giti, then we practice the musical, what are the European musical too,
Yes.
is Dhaka, and day by day it's coming up.
Yes.
And our young generation are picking up with lots of type of music. Even I won't be able to tell you the name of those things,
Yes.
other than because I'm not the young generation.
Yes.
But I have seen that they are picking up. Say you name it, any group, they knows everything. So young generation are really inventing, and they are adopting the music, the dance, and the culture also.
Yes.
The culture.
As a creative, also new music.
Exactly, and
also
they
new
are
style.
creating.
Yes.
And our folk songs, I believe one of the best folk songs in South Asia.
Really, you should show
Yeah.
me later.
Yes, sure, yeah.
Want to hear.
Yes. And we are the best folk singers in Bangladesh, traditionally. So, and still, it's the new generation are now carrying on. They are learning this.
Yes.
So from the tradition, we have the senior singer, folk songs, and now the young generation are taking it over. So
This
as
is
regard to the music, we are really in a good position.
Yes.
I think it is very encourageable for
Yes.
our youth generation.
Yes.
They're adopting all types of music. I'm
Yes.
more than satisfied about that.
Yes, music and arts and food.
Also arts.
Yes.
Also the arts.
There-
Painting. I mean the painting.
Yes.
Our young generation are taking it over. So when we go to art visits, sometimes I'm sometimes surprised seeing their arts and their paintings. They have. So we need, as a state should need to encourage them.
Yes.
Encourage them
Yes.
by economically and by socially.
It will be wonderful.
Yeah.
I think the arts and the music and food.
And food.
Is
Food is
yes.
in Dhaka is a beautiful food we have.
Yes, that's right. I have experienced that. It's very delicious. Very delicious.
Yeah, all type of foods we will
Yes.
find in Dhaka.
Yes.
All types of food. You go to old Dhaka, there is
Yes.
a different type of food. You come
Yes.
to new Dhaka, there is every type of
Oh.
foods like Japanese,
Wow.
like Korean, like Chinese, you name. And
Yes.
all of them are up to the standard.
Yes.
Up to this standard.
Yes, they are so international language. You don't need to learn, but you understand this
Yes.
immediately. It's
Yeah.
the music, it's the arts and
Yeah,
food.
that's true. Yeah.
And it is also more connections than we think.
Mm.
This is a lot of different food in Dhaka. It's international city now.
But
Yes.
these
Yes.
all are developed by the private sector.
Mm.
This I must say, I must impress on that.
Mm.
You name, I mean, the music,
Yes.
the culture, the art, everything has been created by the private sector.
Wow.
But we need some help from the government,
Mm-hmm.
especially for the young generation.
Mm-hmm.
I need. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, I think we should.
Okay,
Our
thank
government
you.
should come forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for cut you. So we have learned that in
Yes.
the case of Dhaka, you have lots of culture, you have lots of cultural capital, you have good food, you are good at gastronomy, gastro diplomacy, you are good in music and dances, but and also you have a strong youth community, which
Youth
they
community.
also perform dances, and they can also perform one of the best musics in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So it begs to it raises a question. So what do you think? Going to Dima, what do you think about the reality that now the study of city diplomacy is still marginalized in terms of international relations, given that the citizens are now being active in promoting their culture, and we have to promote some sort of multiculturalism where globalization is now keeping us borderless. What do you think?
Yes.
What is your opinion about the marginalization of the study of city diplomacy, and how can we enhance it?
My opinion, I think yes, I need some help from you. I think it's just yes. Just my friend told us it's like the beautiful food and the beautiful music and beautiful dance. I think it's kind of very important diplomacy culture, because this is for the city to promote themselves and in a very positive way, and to also to get connection with other country, other city.
Other countries.
If they have the same interests, they will give you invest. And they will make the museum and the dance and culture exchange.
Yes.
And that will be also invested for some, European country and Western country. If they have more money, they can do that and they can know what is the real Asian. And then if they know what's a real Asian, and then they know what we really think. They don't need to be afraid about every day what we really think. And they know our culture, our language, and our food. And they know we are the positive way to promote your city. I think it's a diplomacy. And if the people, they feel very harmony, very happy, it is actually automatically we are friends.
Yeah.
I think this is a diplomacy should do, not to focus on the problems and risks on different things. These absolutely will not solve in this generation. So I think the government is also in China, also in Bangladesh or Indonesia. We find some similar things we can do and put the money. And so companies, they can put some money for the culture things, for example, and then they help the country, for example, to have the clean water, to have the better health education, everything, and the budget for that, and we will have a better society.
Yes.
We will have a better world for the children, for us too.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Yes.
at last, I want to say we should look for the model cities who has already built.
Yes, yes.
So we can take their technology, take their system to adopt a good policy in our own city.
Yes.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Since we are running out of time, could you please give a bit of concluding remarks from each of you? Okay, starting from you.
Including
Concluding remark.
I have a dream. It's an old saying. I have a dream. I believe I believe all the people, they love each other. And the most important is love and give. And I believe one day we don't have any culture problems. We don't have to be afraid of your neighbors. We don't have to protect ourselves. We don't have to be sad if someone don't understand your culture. We don't have to worry about our children if they are overseas or different cultures. They get some difficulties. I think I have the dream. So I believe we are all one earth. We build ourselves the trust. If we are one earth, we trust each other, then we can cooperate together, and we can earn money and we can have a better life. We can enjoy music, can enjoy arts. That is my dream.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And from you, Ms.
Yeah,
Chowdhury?
from me, actually, I want to see the welfare of the city dwellers, and they should get the best possible facilities like health services,
Yes.
like clean water,
Yes.
sanitation,
Yes.
and education. That I want to look forward for my city dwellers,
Okay.
especially for the young generation.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
thank you, Dima, and thank you, Ms. Parveen
Parveen,
Chowdhury. That concludes our discussion. So we can conclude that the city diplomacy can be a supporter for the larger context of international diplomacy, where it can put more people-to-people engagement and also put more understanding and to create peace in the future. Let's conclude our discussion, and thank you. My name is Ario Bimo Utomo, and see you later.